global policy, and those are a sample of many of the references used while developing that preamble. Next question.
This is the final question, sir.
Garrett Bergquist, Wish TV, Indianapolis. In effect, if placed into effect as currently envisioned, does this rule effectively reset the emission standards for autos, light, medium, heavy-duty trucks back to 2008 standards? What sorts of things would be left in place? What would be taken out?
As it relates to greenhouse gas emission standards on light-duty, medium-duty, and heavy-duty, it doesn't reset anything. It eliminates everything.
Oh my God. It just happened. It just right now happened. Look, I want to know where all these other channels are at that were saying nothing's going to change, nothing's going to happen, California can't do shit now. It's over. I didn't say it. You heard what he said. Let's roll the intro and get directly into the savagery, because oh my God, we're going in. Woo!
Big story today, really the eyes of the nation were on Indiana because Washington, D.C. came to the crossroads of America for a major announcement from the EPA.
The Environmental Protection Agency. So that announcement involved a significant reversal on how the U.S. looks at climate change and what contributes to it. 13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker was actually there for the announcement. Emily, what did you learn?
Well, if this proposal is finalized, the head of the EPA says it will mark the largest deregulatory action in the history of the United States. And it involves getting rid of the limits that are in place right now on how much greenhouse gas can come out of cars, trucks, and factories. And that announcement made this afternoon by the U.S. EPA Administrator, the U.S. Secretary of Energy, and Governor Mike Braun, along with other Indiana leaders, all against the backdrop of truck manufacturer Kenworth of Indianapolis. The limits the EPA is proposing to eliminate came in 2009 as part of something called the endangerment finding. It declared that carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases endanger public health, and it's been the legal basis for all kinds of climate regulations on motor vehicles and power plants under the Clean Air Act. This proposal would roll that back.
As it relates to greenhouse gas emission standards on light duty, medium duty, and heavy duty, it doesn't reset anything. It eliminates everything. This proposed rule is a proposal to eliminate the endangerment finding, to eliminate greenhouse gas standards, all the regulations that came out, including the electric vehicle mandates, all of the greenhouse gas standards for light, medium, and heavy duty.
Environmental groups and Democrats have said repealing the endangerment finding will be difficult. It was put in place 2 years after a 2007 ruling from the United States Supreme Court. That ruling said the EPA has the authority to regulate greenhouse gas emissions as air pollutants under the Clean Act. And the EPA administrator today, he criticized what happened after that Supreme Court ruling, saying an extremely creative and unprecedented spin was put on the Clean Air Act to get all of these regulations that we now see in place about greenhouse gas emissions. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we're going to have reaction from an environmental group and a Democratic lawmaker about today's announcement, and we'll tell you what the EPA says will happen next with this proposal.
Oh, so some heavy hitters and a huge announcement here in Indianapolis.
Right.
Why here?
Well, they talked about the history of the automotive industry here in Indiana, also the trucking industry. Both industries have been impacted by the regulations on greenhouse gas emissions. So that's why they wanted to do it against that backdrop.
And the crossroads of America.
There you go. All right, Emily, thank you. We'll see you again at 6 o'clock.
All right, guys, so I'm interrupting my day so that we can even talk about this one. This is absolutely probably the biggest news when it comes to diesel trucks, diesel emissions, but it's not just diesels, all right? This is everything. everything with greenhouse gases, say it with me, is dead. The endangerment finding, the rule is now completed. This is the thing. 45 days of public comment. Do you think that the president is going to give a shit what any of these tree hugging, nut hugging, meat riding people are going to say? No. Nope. And Lee Zeldin isn't either. They broke it down. And that last question from the media, let me run this clip right here again. That last question from the media, the one where they were like, so where are our emissions going to go to? Are we going back to 2008? Because that was the sweet spot when it came to diesel truck emissions, right? Back to 2008. We got to see it again. You got to see it again because you can't, like, I need these retards to get it through their head.
Global policy, and those are a sample of many of the references used while developing that preamble. Next question.
This is the final question, sir.
Garrett Bergquist, Swish TV, Indianapolis. In effect, if placed into effect as currently envisioned, does this rule effectively reset the emission standards for autos, light, medium, heavy-duty trucks back to 2008 standards? What sorts of things will be left in place? What will be taken out?
As it relates to greenhouse gas emission standards on light duty, medium duty, and heavy duty, it doesn't reset anything. It eliminates everything.
So, as you can see, he clearly said, oh, no. We're not going back to 2008. We are eliminating it. And where did he announce this? At the Kenworth plant. At the place that builds semi-trucks and is so overburdened with these emission systems and this bullshit that we've all had to be dealing with for years. No more DEF. No more EGR shit. He literally said in the damn statement, and I'm going to link to the whole 51-minute press conference if you want to watch it in the description. But he literally said all of these rules, the Clean Air Act does not apply to light duty, medium duty, and heavy duty trucks. It doesn't apply. What does that mean? It means the EPA can't afford to enforce shit if you delete your damn truck. We are on the precipice of being able to have actual friggin' freedom again. And I already know what the comment, TK, you just want smoggy cities and you want people to die. No, I want retards out of my comments, and I want dumbasses that don't understand actual science to just shut the fuck up. Oh, this is absolutely huge news. What does this mean? Well, once this goes through, there's no more regulation. The Clean Air Act won't apply to these trucks. Period. What that will mean is, because the endangerment finding is gone, you could delete your truck. Manufacturers can start building diesels like Kenworth, and like the people said today, they want to get back to building reliable trucks for truckers. Why? Why did they have to use that phrase? Because these emission systems on these trucks are fucking killing them. It's strangling the life out of these trucks, and they're using more diesel, which is just putting more pollutants in the air. Not to mention the cat piss DEF stuff that's making bees retarded. I know. Someone's going to be like, that sounds like Alex Jones saying the water making the frogs gay. I'm just saying. Science is science, and there's studies on it. DEF totally F's up bees. What happens if bees go away? We probably all go away, because they're not going to pollinate shit. We ain't going to have any food. So I think this is just completely a net positive. I don't think anything that was said today is bad. I think getting the rule done, having it concrete, putting it up for comment, 45 days starting today, so 44 more days, and then the president can be like, Lee, that's the rule, lock it in, and then California can shut the fuck up. California at that point has no wins. The homie just came out here and fired up the dark horse. But at that point, California has no wins. They can't do any of the smog shit. They can't do any of it. They have no legal basis to be able to do it. And the federal government is basically saying, this is a wrap. You can't use this to restrict or push down emission systems. Like, fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it. It makes that shit go bye-bye. Now, HR 4117, we love it. We want other legislation on the books too. We want that to come through. But this alone, right now, this alone from Lee Zeldin, what he said in his own words, which, man, thank God that reporter asked that question, literally asked the question that we've all been asking, all of you guys have been asking in the comments for months, is what happens when this goes back? Are we going back to 2008? Are we going back pre-DEF? And he literally said, oh, no. This doesn't roll back anything. This eliminates it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to freedom. Welcome back to be able to drive what you want, how you want, not like with it. When I mean how you want, like you're not going to be breaking traffic laws or whatever, but states are not going to be able to come after you because you want to have a reliable truck for your farm, for your family, for you to pull your race car or do whatever around, and you're not going to have to worry about the government being up your ass. Now, this does beg the question, what does this mean for all these shops that got fined and screwed, like the Diesel brothers, like my guy Double R Diesel who does videos? Is the government going to say because this wasn't valid, none of this shit was real, are they going to give back the money to these shops that got bent over this bullshit? That remains to be seen. But I had to cut this video. Like I'm in a blackjack tournament. I got 45 minutes. I was like, I got a 45-minute break. I was like, I got to cut this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what we do. And hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because if you're excited like I'm excited that diesel emissions just got eliminated, smash that thumbs up button. Till next time, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest time.
Percocet, Miley Percocet, Miley